Okay, so, hello guys, it's me, Gaming Star here, and today I am back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Last time, we had basically done the second part of the investigation, of Day 1 investigation, and we get to play as Edgeworth. And we're still playing as Edgeworth, and so I'm going to go ahead and play as Edgeworth for the trial. This is going to be the last year we can play as Edgeworth, so we only play as Edgeworth for the first 2 days, and that's just for the rest of the case is Phoenix, but we only get to play as Edgeworth for the first 2 days. The first investigation, the first half the second half of the investigation, and the trial. And that's it. Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that all the way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw the night of the incident, mark my words, I'll drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Loris is a witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Duxinium, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed? Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris, it's the prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. This is really weird. To see Edgeworth on that side of the stand is really weird. Oh, we have the Canadian judge. Hey, it's the Canadian judge from episode 4. Court is now sitting for the trial of Sister Edith in the Good Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What's the prosecution? The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such blatant wastes of the court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in the ability to prove their case. It would seem that this case is already over before it had a chance to begun. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. Yo! I haven't done you in a while, like 2 months. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Okay. The prosecution stands ready. And you are Francisca Von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perhaps you wouldn't be in relation to the legendary prosecutor man for Von Karma. The legends are a thing of the past. I'm a Von Karma. That is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Ms. Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as a man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I am sure once before this in the court. Yeah! I told you there is no such weakling. What is it, a whip? I'm not sure I can care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip. Hold it! I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip and drink 17 cups of coffee. But there's still only one truth, and that is what I stand here to prove today. Bro, what the fuck? The promise is to be interesting, Miss Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miss Edgeworth, I would not let a chance to crash you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Let me tell you something I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Ms. Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With a little whipping as possible. The murdered victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Duxinium. I haven't done her voice in a while, so maybe pretty rusty. Let's go. Her body was found in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword in the golden statue. There, that hurts. The sword is in the picture. This is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo at the crime scene. There is no mistake. This was doing of Sister Iris. After all, that is a witness of a crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being to care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there's a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for a pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a few crates for this poor lady, please. Okay, there we go. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazugoda Temple of Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. His face says it all. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. My courtroom was in a holy judgment. But those legendary Daharas should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in twist. Let me tell you, I'm psyched to behold in the summer. I do not want to see that. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear old Iris could be anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about a boot. A boot! You had all moments that night, eh? Canadian fucking judge. I cannot do Canadian to save my fucking life, can I? Alright, let's go. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Deities to help the acolyte and returned to Hazugoda Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, while you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. I was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. But that's when I saw it! So simply coincidence that she found herself returning to Hazugoda Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed in the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement I just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall into my first horror now, are you, Miss Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please accept examination. Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Present the testimony, baby. Iris' testimony. Objection! Witness have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. I'm gonna eat my fucking nuts all in here. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. Mario, stop looking with those eyes. I'm eating my album. Stop looking at me. I just have to go to temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, could you explain something for me? The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. Because after the ringing the lights to the bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the temple at all. No, she said that. The defendant not a witness. It was more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant simply lied to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. Murder is committed in the courtyard of Hazugoda Temple. But she went to the inner temple and make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does seem indeed to have honest eyes. All people lie, that's my belief. But I'm not the only one being whipped in here. Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Isn't exactly what my memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of the witness, you will need to show me more to see this piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. I like how he has the badge on him in the defense side. That's actually really cool. I just realized that's really cool. So please add your comments about a boot Iris to the testimony. Sounds Italian for me. Let me cross-examination. God damn it. Alright. Edith came to the inner temple as she was dressed exactly as she had been in dinner. Her hood. But she gave the hood to Phoenix, so... Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-wording hood, correct? Of course. That's a very important piece of clothing, I have you know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Oh, you have that. That's the question of the day, now isn't it, Miss Von Karma? Or have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out the bell was rung? What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness has seen the defendant as she claims, then Edith should have been missing with the very hood. Well. She has the grace! It's not a bad feeling about exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand what happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Odd on the court. Ah! Sister, these hoods, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile of surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that you disowned. Then it's quite strange. Ah! And there's surplus of hoods. You could have wanted one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as these will sow seeds in any human heart. And the seeds of doubt. Witness? Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail of precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are spread to the judge's heart. They just need a little more simulation to bear fruit. Contradictory simulation. Alright, here we go. After my bath. I finished my bath around 11 and thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... It was Mr. Elise! And that was a sword of all things. Mr. Elise was staying in the corner of the room, which faces into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred when she was pushed out of her window. Wait, you saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If it was in your place. Then I would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth into in court, and me seeing it all from the very chair. Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoes. After looking the fool, have commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Edgeworth, man. Alright, come on, here we go. I love you, Edgeworth. Okay. On the fifth statement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, how do you know that? Hang on. A wrong objection. Impressive logic, that's all I have to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. It's smooth brain, isn't it? However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at this autopsy report? Oh my god, the autopsy! The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah! That's right, it says after death right here. The scene witness claims to have seen is contradictory. The defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard. How did the victim then go to take a 10-foot fall? Ah! Odd! The victim was killed and then fell! As in this case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Would you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out the window down the courtyard below. Is there any evidence to support that? Were there any signs of the struggle in Miss Denuxium's room? She was stabbed with a sword. And you wouldn't leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah! No, that's the blood we found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused the traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff beard. However, if there's no blood in the room, then your claim that... Ah! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. I'm sure your honor is well aware of when I stab one proceeds the most blood. When it produces the most blood, the little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the blood will be lost from the body, that will be when the blade is removed. Indeed, when the weapon's still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true, but the weapon is still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have to come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out the window with the sword and still in place. These are both contradictions. Odd! I must admit, it's a probable version of events. I expect no less from Francisca von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all suspicion from the part and tell us only facts, please. Witness, please! Remain standing in the crate. Don't go selling me short now! The weight of a winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back in that mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. Further details. Let's go. Once across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Wait, what? I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can't you? I have seen blood from my own fucking fingers. When I woke, Mr. Kami was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. This all confirms on Karma's theory. On Karma's strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, my wife. Perfection is an impossibility, Francisca von Karma. And here I'm teaching you just that. Alright! Bitch, further details. Uno, dos, tres, pressy baby! So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right! Some of it splattered into Edie's too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothes were nearly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Press further, baby. Going back to the previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I saw what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but when I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like came out. Witness, you will add the statement to the testimony. Oh, was that important? More like important than you can imagine. Blade punch into the hilt. It was smoothly drawn out. Wait a minute. Here's the thing about it. That sword is massive, and it has like 7 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the thing about it. It's not gonna be easy to get rid of because it will get stuck. I don't know how that sword actually works, but I know for a fact that sword itself, it will never get out pretty easily. It would be kind of difficult to draw out smoothly because it's pretty rough on the edges. It'll be hard to pull it with someone like Edie, because she's a pretty small stature. So here we go. Bikini, the reliable witness. At least I like to think so, but there's many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. What are you talking about? And see, the witness claims to have seen. The weapon was pressed in the hilt in the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone with a hilt with this? Look at how big that is. No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail. Like a crush men under my heel, make them weep, should I choose. The objection stands. I went a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed in the body up at the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. That's what I said. Look at it. Look at it for a minute. Here we go. This is where it comes into play. Do you see that? It's just like, thank God I have this feature. It's the best feature I've ever had on the Switch. Holy shit. Also, we have a problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. It fucking hurts. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. It would be too large for blade to completely stop bleeding. It's nothing more than a conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes split out smoothly, still sometimes stop the blood loss. It's a pretty big weapon. I may not know how it works, but I know for the fact the Japanese have well known for making crazy-ass swords. I'm not finished. There's still one more. Conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. And this one really was fastened all the way in the hilt. Why is there only blood on the tip of it? Ah! Yeah, that's the hilt is like the very, like where you hold it. Let's tell the truth. And there should be blood on the entire length of the sword. No! Oh! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising as many contradictions over a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know would maybe manage one, if that. What does it all mean? There are proof contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but coming from this far, only one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the shishito. What? Foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool! Let's examine this again. What was that made against think the sword was a murder weapon? Oh, well, the blood is because Mistigami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene, which is less too strong, that was the influenced us. It influenced us to believe that this shishito was the murder weapon. Well, it wasn't at all. Oh! Odd! Ah! So maybe the shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if it had the case. It changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. His sister here saw everything. So we defended stunned the victim with a sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer his obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did a real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and surrounding area. After the prosecution can enlighten us, since a sword-like object was found. That's answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. No evidence of that gun was found. My nuts. What the mystery to throw into the pile. Try to find a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, can I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there. But exactly are you going a boot here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe? I think I meant where sword was disposed of. What? Well, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Location of the weapon. Here we go. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. After asking what it would be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk the dusky bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe I threw the weapon into the river and came back while I was knocked out. Edith could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Listeners, please tell us everything you know. Right away next time. I'm not in the best shape. Should have got back in my age, you know. How old are you again? 48. You're not that old. You're only 48. You're not even that old, Bikini. My mom is literally like in her 50s, and yet she'd be looking like she's 30. What the fuck? And you're over here looking like you're 40. Bro, you're not even that old. There's snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's the photograph. You're not even that old, man. Oh shit. Snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. I should ride one of those. I never actually rode one myself 100%, but my mom did ride one. I actually was on one though. When I was at the dusky bridge. It was just something. Especially with the speed and falling in the fucking snow. But if it's getting this quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over the winter. Perfect place to dispose of a murder weapon. Did you really go to the river to dispose of a murder weapon? Mr. Edge, check your cross-examination, please. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Either 5 or 6. Or track photos. Here we go! photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used in the night of the murder. We finally accept that I'm unavailable. His name's Mr. Miles Edgeworth. However, when the witness says it's true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Edith left Hazukura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then actually there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from the heading out of the bridge, and those from coming back. Ah! You're right. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The track leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes the precious contradiction, now doesn't it? I see. While she was in the river, snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks to snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is this her flaw in her theory? There's a contradiction. Tracks needed to recover covered by snow within a nice theory. However, if this one karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why the resolute index finger clearly pointed in my general direction? I basically almost have no index finger. No, the evidence will do talking for me. On the night of murder, the killer went to return to Lusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the body murdered within the going tracks, we raced by snow. I love these fucking almond nuts so much, though. Move on, karma. I present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Remember, the going tracks were not covered by snow. The weather data. Here. Please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, this means what weapon was thrown away at the time, correct, of course. On that note, please take a look at this data. In the weather report, Eagle Mountain on the night of murder. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It's possible any tracks to be made after a time that would cover up. Ah! Very well then. Looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Sto sånt beklagar inte to snow. Now Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. What is the weather report even correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't the forecast, this is actual data. Forecast data about weather reports has some inaccuracies. Maybe in snowing the vicinity were past 11. It's true, we cannot be totally sure. What? How did she pull that off? Yeah, stopped snowing at a temple when the murder took place. We're back to the come this far, it's not turning back now. Very well, I too cannot allow any doubt to remain. Yes. Ha, come back now. I'm sure such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry you stopped snowing when the victim was killed. The crime photo. Here's the thing, is that because it's a crime photo. Because there's the body is not covered in snow, so here we go! Well, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but providing you would have known this. Incredibly easy. If you want to know whether it was snowing or not, the photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to this photo of the crime scene. And you can see everything is covered in snow, with just one exception, the body itself. And that is herself, Miss Elise Denuxio. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. Yeah, stop snowing when she was killed, that's why! Yeah. In other words, the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon. Then this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks. Ah! Just what are you? Ah! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not even entirely sure myself, but I think what all the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazukura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading to Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then when the person returned to Hasgura Temple, it stopped snowing. The snow had stopped. Thus the train tracks remained. Some nuts. There we go. We're good. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What the sister? There is only one key for that snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night of the question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which could only mean that night it was Edith used the snowmobile to get into the inner temple. But Edith never said she never went there. She probably pressed the point where someone would get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Edie's and returned to Hasgura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have spared to see it, sister! Maybe. But when I made it back to Hasgura Temple, it was there, by the main gate to the snowmobile I made. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that... Is it possible? Is it possible? What does it all mean? Yeah. So then what's the snowmobile used for? It's been taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. Oh boy. If it had been that the witness couldn't possibly have seen it in the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. In that case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hasgura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I have nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone of witness who could testify to the snowmobile. A witness, huh? So only one that working perhaps near Dusky Bridge that night. I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering like that, unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on, something is coming to me. An idiot? Maybe I've gone wandering out of the subarctic night. Your Honor? Actually, there might be one individual who may be of help of us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile that night on the matter that... I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him to come to mind, which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder, and the second being, this individual that I'm thinking of when wandering outside in the cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. That's what you're talking about. Larry Butts. Here we go. It's him, of course. This guy must be the product of Jean-Luc Degas' guide to obnoxious French painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise de Nexium. Your student, interesting. And why is he wandering a boot outside the night of the murder? A boot? That's... I could tell him all about designs for Hades, but it may be cost credibility as a witness before I can call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee this is the reason. And so, this is unfortunate, irritable-looking man. What exactly was it that he saw? Something. I intend to extract that from him right here in this court. Summon his youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery of this trial. I will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry? You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. Let's go! This court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see the preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Court is now in recess. Damn, I really do need a fucking water. It's over there on the other side of the fucking room! Are you kidding me? Alright, you know what? We're gonna keep going because this is a pretty short trial, so... I was gonna split it, but... Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and, like, keep it going. Yeah, we're gonna keep it going. Let's keep it going, baby. Alright, here we go. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Ladies, we only have 20 minutes. There are only 2 things which I need to ask you before we can conceive. Alright, I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go into their temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the night at the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hasukura Temple. Very well. The second thing, that night the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and that she bore witness to the murder, sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. God damn it! Idiots. I can't tell you about that. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? Safety of the acolyte. The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look at me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Lisa Nuxium? No matter who or what I may come, I could never take a life. As I fought no Psycholox. Very well. Maybe I dropped to get the truth. You will discover this for yourself soon enough. Cole will now reconceive. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something, very intensely. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? He drew a terrifying woman out of a demonic face with a vicious whip. I know who that is! I can only presume that his intention was to capture you! Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse of an artist before the court. Oh my god, Clary. Larissa Luxium, I hope you're ready! Get in here! It would seem that the whip is going to be sequel plenty of yesterday. Ouch! You're sketching incompetent to this court! Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Ah! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you on your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing of fledgling or straying out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use a technical term for color, viridium. Larry, this is an art store now, is it? I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wants to say field work, I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to mangle train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So, see, I've got nothing to do with this trial. At all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, crimson link. Ouch! 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 Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man! Refrain from whipping me, Ms. Von Karma. Cross-whipping is the best cross-checking. Witness, that's all your fault. Testify now. It's too much for me. What I saw. Okay, here we go. God damn it, Larry. I was at the lodge out in the mountains looking up at the stars that night. I walked on the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl was waiting for... I didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And I wasn't asked for a name and occupation or anything else. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right, I'll be on every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let's pursue contamination with no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details later time. Alright, here we go. I really do need water, but the water's on the other side of the fucking mirror. I really don't want to have to do that right now. Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step into the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents that you create. You're totally pitting this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts! That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. The reality will not change. What do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, refine truthfully about that one issue. That's all I need from you. Edgy, I think I finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then. With this, what did you see in the murder? Alright, here we go. What I saw, part 2. I went to check around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding, when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out of the window, and a dusky bridge was on fire. There's still some thunder, but I went right away and checked it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So what happened to the bridge after it got on fire? It was like me after 3 days since chasing a girl. It totally burnt out. Like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains is what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing different. He just caught a cold. I never know what that man. You should be gone lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Oh no, he fell like 40 feet. He fell like 40 feet into the cold, freezing water in winter, but he's fine. What? Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 4 is his lucky number, bro! You said right away, but exactly how long of a strike was that? The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, I'm gonna go check this out. How far is the small shack you wanted from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had to pretty much stop snowing. I guess about 5-minute walk? How did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school campfire trips can compare. Well, should I press him for a little info? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course, I thought I'd be doing that. Why didn't you do it? So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, okay, my reason is that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. What the data? Baby. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien! But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went ahead to see what happened. This is correct. Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You saw it take less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. That sounds right about it, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. I fell like 10 feet, 40 feet. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazukuda Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry would have been encountering him at Dusky Bridge at that time! Ah, excuse me, I have an objection! You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, it's Larry Sisika! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister is only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca Von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? As clearly written in the weather data report, it took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn down. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge. Well, it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive at the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you make a stop hiding things and tell us the truth, the whole truth now. Then. What happened in the missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. On! So there was missing 15 minutes, but I demanded with Phoenix Wright. It's hardly seems much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a phone right next to it. Why then? Did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you simply trying to watch the bridge burn? That's very lies the problem. Or even after the bridge had burned down, he was still there. Staring into space, the witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what this sounds like. But it's Slayer we are talking about, and even he isn't capable of being so stupid. Which means there was a reason for his inaction. Edgy, I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. Maybe really say this time everything. Then say it! Very well. I have a terrible bad feeling about this. However. Let's have this witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this minute guy, what you were doing, witness. I'm Deluxium. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? I was sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up in frenzy of art. The shock of all I was feeling, I transferred all directly into the page. Before realizing it, the flames had gone out, and that's when he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right, I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw a perfect sketch. I'm an artist, and honestly, I would never do that. Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth has removed his last few doubts. Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what did it be? This surprisingly unbelievable story is especially considered the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Okay. One, two, press! What does it look like? Sketching the burning bridge! The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. The sketch of mine is... Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch and result of the witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. This indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling this sketch is revealed. The entire world may change. Look at the sketch, baby. Larry, I wonder if you could please show us your sketch, please. Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turned out like this. Imagined what? That Laurie Sinuxium's debut will take place here today. Like this. Out! Show it! Now! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurie Sinuxium. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? You're responsible for Karma? Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, you sure did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Edie's, of course. Edie's! I wish I'd take better care of herself and plan on her future, you know? Would have wanted her if she injured herself flying like that. Larry, please answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Fly that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you high? That girl the girl is really high up in his picture. I meant the, I forgot the accent for a minute. Oh my god, no. What was that for? It's not a bad dream. I was hitting you to check the test of the theory. Please whip your own cheek from now if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, the court of law will acknowledge people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Edie's. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back that charge. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? Exasperate the foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Are you high? The bikes are caused damage by force if necessary, Mr. Edge. If I expect you to believe his contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Horrible sketch what he saw the night of the crime. Now hurry up and cross-examine him. Her white hood fluttering. Wait a minute. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if that's the truth. If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we can say for certain. What would that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not be the defendant's Edie's. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah! A foolhardy fool, a foolish statement, but equally foolish foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, this individual whom you say is wearing a hood. Correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack was quite away from the bridge. The hood was what she told me this floating angel was my Edie's. The hood was my darling Edie's. Edie's is my darling hood. Ah! It seems that I better force in this water than I wanted at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Edie's wasn't wearing her hood. She had to give it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Edie's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with Edie's and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog? I do believe, but this unbelievable and mysterious sketch is to disappear, discredited, and discarded straight into the garbage. Damn! Ah! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you! What? What is the meaning of your burst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence. Edie's didn't come flying over to the burning bridge, and I, Loris Tenexium, shall prove it! Oh, God. I didn't expect to ask this again, but show me the need of your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in his sketch, and show us your evidence that the nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whooping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whooping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. I'm killing myself right now. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That's led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. Wait a minute, it has blood. I'm sure that Edie's was simply wearing a sphere hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But find escapers. The sphere. Why don't you find it? Let me see. Around here. Somewhere. Looks like about right. And it was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked by the bridge. The or accept this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? And want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? Found half covered, it has blood on it. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, be calling me Master Larry! Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna be pushing me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Loris and Nuxium only a few minutes ago? Oh my fuck. Alright, God. Okay, baby, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either 3, 4, or 5. Either 3, 4, 5, 2%. Either the victim staff. 3 different antique percent. Either the photo of Elise, the victim staff, or the profile. So let's go with the staff for now. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost the crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was the stupid idiot? Miss Elisa Nexium, the mentor to the stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ow! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like that in my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere is gone! What? What? Oh my god, kill me. Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Edie's. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found in the landing site was not hers either. Oh god, fuck it. That means it dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Tenuxium. I don't know how you say the last name, the same Tenuxium for now, Tenuxium. A fool alongside another's board on the fourth that to reach a forced conclusion. First of all, the sketch, which is pathetically scribbled, is ridiculous. Ridiculous! But cannot, like Luigi once said, this is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus is it rejected. You cannot do that, I saw it with my own two. Yes! And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you realize that this was one Ma's Edgeworth. At least Maxium was in her room at the night of the murder. It was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be rated as case. That is all. Wait a minute. Miss Francisca Monkarma? The only people who will accept this explanation as scatterbrains and clowns? Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that's identical with this case? Shit, bro. That crystal sphere was probably thrown away the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw an investigation of the site, which is exactly the reason he threw the ridiculous sketch! What? You mean? I'm the killer? No way! Alright, joking aside. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can't be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Nexium left Hazugura Temple that night. However, somehow, this crystal sphere, I can prove my job before the victim was killed. Then this case is going to be transferred to something else entirely. In response, Mr. Edgeworth, I want your final opinion to this position's crystal sphere. If it's not related to the case, then the witness you called will have to be nothing more than a momentous waste of time. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Yes, I can. Yes, I can, actually. Can I prove it? This isn't a shit. To simply prove it, that's only an option. That's what he'd do. That's what way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is vital link to solving this case. What will you do? Look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he's cornered. That's what kind of surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that this crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. The crime photo. Or the crystal sphere. It doesn't really matter, either the crystal sphere or the crime photo. This crystal sphere. It's how buried in the snow, correct? That's right. It had to stop snowing before it would have been the game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? Odd! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? The sphere. There is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility of this connection. The real crime scene near the foot of the Dusky Bridge. The murder doesn't take place in the Haskurat Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a first piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part of this foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed and defended in the Haskurat Temple courtyard. What if that was the same, like a staged? That's not exactly true now, is it? Now, put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. The little blood is actually lost at the moment the blade is searching. And if you want to talk about when the most blood will be lost in the body, that would be when the blade is removed. That statement is the truth. The Dusky Bridge would very easily be the scene of the murder. The scene, the murder weapon was now removed, thus where was now bleeding. You're forgetting what bite the thing Miles Edgeworth. At least the next body was found in Haskurat Temple. Oh shit. But it's expecting me to throw the Dusky Bridge to Haskurat Temple. You mean it's just someone getting the body all the way? No. I've made it this far. There's only a place to take it to this end. And to prove that my version of the events is perfectly plausible. Now, the defense is ready. The court believes an explanation. But please show the victim's body how the method, the snowmobile, obviously. Present the track photo. On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ha! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Oh boy. Yes, this is completely acceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The one who could have used snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final name in the coffin? You're too late, Franziska Von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. You have shown this case requires further investigation! What? Where was his victim, at least Nexium, really killed? If her body was moved, wherever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you mean to think that? Such a creature wouldn't see the truth, let alone describe it! What if it's upside down? The witness sees is one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he was enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm at this point. Edgy? Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under any circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska Von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one is alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie with the Miles Edgeworth. I don't care what you were here to do. Just to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame. This is all your fault! Such a terrible witness. You are a affirmative to legal stands at all, are you? I demand satisfaction! Oh, that hurt, bro. No! I cannot believe that the witness testimony Blazing actually meant. However, there is no sort of answer to questions raises. However, words has been the truth or lies. Next time we gather in this courtroom, those matters shall be addressed. I am counting to do an investigation both in defense and in prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. Alright, so anyway, that's it. So I hope you guys, oh god, this is an hour long. So I hope you guys enjoyed 5 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed whatever. And next time, we're gonna go ahead and start the next investigation. The next part of the investigation. And yeah, we're gonna start the investigation and things like that. So and we're gonna play as Phoenix Wright again. So see you guys then.